Good morning. That World Beat Band, they never cease to amaze me, right? Can we show them a little more love? Speaking of music, though, who knows what kind of music is preferred by the elves? Rap music. All right. So, who is it that elf music aficionados consider to be their king of music? Elvis Presley. Very good, Elvis Presley. All right, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lin Orndorf, and I serve on the board of Jubilee, so if you don't like the jokes, you feel free to send me an email and tell me to knock it off. I'm happy to see all of you here in person, and I'm also happy to see, well, not see, but know that there's people out there watching us from afar. We can all wave and tell them hello. Now turn to somebody sitting next to you and just say good morning. All right. So this morning we've got lots of stuff going on. Sue Ford is here with the singers. We got more Advent candles to light. Sage is going to give us a gift of giving. It's going to be awesome. And then there's going to be socializing in the classroom next door for the coffee hour. And I want to remind you, if you're fairly new to us or it's your first time visiting, well, I hope you come back if it's your first time, but introduce yourself to us so we can get to know you and welcome you. And a little later, our very own Rose Bator will be sharing her reflection on today's theme, which is praying for peace. For those of you who don't know Rose or don't know her well, let me tell you a little bit about her. Rose has a master's degree in theology and pastoral counseling from Boston College. But she is originally from the western edge of Pennsylvania, where the Allegheny Mountains kind of rise up over all those seams of black coal. And it's a part of the state that for me, when I was a kid from Philly, it was like the dark woods or the enchanted forest on a map of fairy tales. Because anything west of the Susquehanna was like no man's land. It was different. But I think growing up there helped influence Rose. She really kind of soaked in something from the mountains and the woods of western Pennsylvania and eastern Ohio, and probably some nice lake effect snow from Lake Erie. Because that seems to have led her to open Common Ground, which is in Ohio. It's an Earth Spirituality Center, working with kids and organizations and teams. And through that center, Rose helped a lot of organizations learn how to organize themselves and operate like natural systems do, which is really the way we all should operate, right? Because we're natural, but we don't always pay attention to it. Rose arrived here in Asheville in 2007 as she transitioned away from Ohio and the Sisters of the Humility of Mary. Apparently, if you ever are in need of a blue suit, Rose might be able to tell you where to find one, because that was their color. Jubilee was the first and only faith community Rose really checked out when she got here, because when she ended up here, this was home. And she's been active with Jubilee ever since, most recently as a member of the discernment group. She's a consultant, a coach, a sounding board, a deep thinker with deep roots in nature and creation spirituality. And I look forward to hearing from Rose today. Interestingly enough, today is my great Nana Powell's birthday, or would have been. She's been dead for a while. She was born in 1898. She abhorred violence and war. So I never knew her to celebrate her birthday on the actual date because of the infamy it gained in 1941. So it's interesting and fitting, perhaps, that peace is our subject today on Pearl Harbor Day, the anniversary of a fierce assault and battle during what seemed to be an ever-expanding and brutal conflict and war on multiple fronts. I'm sure there were people at that time praying for peace. I doubt, though, that a pre-dawn attack on the U.S. naval base in Hawaii is what they had in mind as a means to that end. Perhaps like the goals my students set, those prayers weren't specific enough to reach the desired outcome. When we pray for peace, what are we actually asking for? What is peace, after all? What does it look like? How is it manifested? Some would say that peace is the opposite of conflict and war, or their absence from the world. I think there's more to it. Consider Europe at the end of World War II. Did the people there feel a sense of peace in May of 1945? What about the citizens of Japan in September of that year? I doubt they felt peace. Their cities and lives had been turned to rubble. The war was over, but in many ways, their struggle was really just beginning. Well, I think peace is not the opposite of war. I think peace is an emergent property that arises in a system that is operating well to benefit all of its parts. When people have food and shelter, feel safe, and are able to live their lives to the fullest, that's peace. When we don't all have access to those basics, we fall into conflict. For peace to prevail, our communities need justice, dignity, and respect for all. Remember those chants, no justice, no peace, right? No justice, no peace. Countless protests, especially for Black civil rights and against police who were doing things not above board. And we've heard it a lot. Martin Luther King said it in the 60s, but Frederick Douglass is probably who said it first that we know of. He wrote, "There can be no virtue without freedom and no peace without justice." So, if we want our prayers for peace answered, maybe we need to pray for justice instead and work together to create the conditions for it by helping to ensure that our neighbors have all they need. All right. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. This is the second week of Advent, and today we're going to bring up our finance team led by Raymond, and Susie's going to help along with this.
This Sunday, we honor the notion of trust, and we've asked the finance team and the team of counters to be our Advent candlelighters. This team conscientiously acts as the stewards for all the money you contribute for the Feed the Hungry basket and the basket of support for the ongoing financial needs of Jubilee. Raymond, John Bussey, Janice Lape are here with us. Barry Brandt, and that's it. And Barry Brandt's not with us. We are clearly grateful for all the ways that your collective behind-the-scenes support keeps Jubilee running smoothly. We light a candle for peace Who wants to light it? We light a candle for peace, praying for the courage to stand up for it. Everybody? We light a candle for peace. May it light the way. Thank you.
Okay, let's call in the directions. Why don't you stand and face the east? Guardians of the East, season of spring, place of new beginnings and the rising sun, with the promise and inspiration of each new day, bring serenity to our lives, helping us to find an inner calm and tranquility that fills our hearts and minds, bringing a fresh perspective that fosters a deep sense of peace. We ask that you light our way daily to find strength, to be instruments of your peace, sharing our unique qualities and love with all of creation. Hawk and eagle, Arain and Pax, with our mind focused, honor us with your presence. And please turn to the south. Guardians of the South, season of summer, place of desire and the hot midday sun, with the energy of your fire, awaken our spirit to inspire us to walk a path of joy and love for all beings, which leads to peace. We ask for your warm winds of compassion to reside within us, bringing peace into our hearts, our homes, our communities, and all of creation. Stag, wolf, and coyote, Adilakshmi and Durga, with full intention and will, we open our hearts and ask that you honor us with your presence. And please turn to the west. Guardians of the West, season of autumn, place of ancient waters, the setting sun, and twilight dusk. With the flow of your waters, may they cleanse our hearts and help us to release what no longer serves, so we may live from our deepest level of love and kindness. We ask that you help us to stand in our strength, to face challenges and find wisdom and inner peace through tranquil healing. Grizzly bear, salmon, and flowing waters, Mayat and Isis, as the keepers of our heart's sorrows and joys, honor us with your presence. And please turn to the north. Guardians of the north, season of winter, place of the crone, midnight silence, and moonlight. With the grounded steadiness of the earth, may we find clarity of mind and spirit to remain balanced and enduring, to live from a spacious and undefended heart. We ask the ancestors for their deep wisdom, quiet power, and stability to support our journey to find peace in our hearts as we stand in our truth. Snake, bear, and buffalo, Hecate and Inanna, you who are the oldest of the old, honor us with your presence. And please face the center. We call on Akasha, the ethereal fluidity of the universe that fills both the physical space and the void between objects, providing connection and balance, bringing joy and union, sacred change within and without. We ask that you teach us to trust our intuition and wisdom so we may become a channel for the highest good and compassion, allowing the power of love to heal all beings. We welcome your energy of love, unity, and compassion for all. Bless each of us and this space. We give thanks for your ancient heartbeat that connects us all. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Thank you, Patricia. Let's remain standing and sing in the divine.
morning, everyone. So it's time for Jubilee in action, and we've got lots of announcements this morning. So first thing, when you go into the coffee room during coffee hour, there is an incredible collection of handmade and vintage things that people are selling. Jubilants will be selling unique items at the Bazaar, during today's coffee hour. This is a great opportunity to get holiday presents, and profits will go to the Evelyn Foundation Heating Fund. This morning, we're again handing out $10 bills, yes, in Talent Project seed money to challenge you to use your creative talents to make it grow by offering products and services to raise funds, which will also go to Evelyn. Let Susie Davis know what you will be offering before December 11th so that we can publicize your project. And we'll put it in the newsletter and maybe even do a special e-blast, who knows. Laura Herndon from the Community Foundation will discuss new tax laws and answer questions about how they impact your charitable donations at 12:15 p.m. today, right here in this room. Christmas caroling. Come caroling in downtown Asheville with the Jubilee Singers on December 13th. Meet inside the north entrance of the Grove Arcade at 1:50 p.m., and Susie is the organizer of that. A free Artist Way workshop series facilitated by Renee Klein starts on December 16th at 6:30 p.m. I'm taking the RSVPs, and there are a few openings left, so if you are interested, please let me know right away. Let's see, the Geeking Out Creation Spirituality Study Group, led by Patricia Orndorf, starts on December 18th. Let's see, we're still working on the exact time and place, which will be shared shortly. If you are interested in joining, please connect with Portia so that she can send you the first reading guide. Sage Seeley is organizing a cookie exchange during the December 21st coffee hour. Please bring 24 or more of your favorite homemade cookies or candies and go home with the same amount. Billy Jonas and Mary Stair will be joining together to present this year's Festivals of Light, a multi-faith music and movement fundraiser. And this year it will be a fundraiser for the Center for Conscious Living and Dying at CCLD's Lighthouse in Swannanoa at 5:30 p.m. on December 21st. See Mary for details. David Sharp and Papa Joe Gaudet, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, a visiting storyteller from New Hampshire, will present Waxing Splendor, Tales Unfolding, an evening full of uplifting stories on January 6th here at Rainbow. Jubilee is sponsoring the event. Donations of $5 to $20 are suggested at the door, and no one will be turned away for lack of funds. Immigrants' rights cards are available at the welcome table. A few of the Love Thy Neighbor signs are still available for purchase for $10 each too, and we now have bumper stickers that have the Love Thy Neighbor information on it, so those are also available. Let's see. We would love for you to take an active part in enhancing our community-led Sunday celebrations by offering the welcome, calling the directions, guiding the meditation, or sharing a creative gift of song, poetry, dance, prose, and such. Everyone is welcome to join the collaborative Sunday celebration volunteer team. The Seeds of Celebration with topics and guest speakers is on the homepage of the website. Connect with Jean Marie Murphy to get on the schedule. Please plan on attending our Christmas Eve celebration at 4 p.m. on December 24th. It will be filled with holiday music and jubilant sharing gifts of songs, poetry, stories, and a skit. And contact information and links for all of today's announcements are on the homepage of our website. And that is it for Jubilee in Action.
Thank you, Michele. So much happening here that we can get involved with. The basket, the hunger basket, is on the table. Everything we drop in there this morning goes out to help those in need, those who are a little cold, those who are hungry. So fill it up. Meanwhile, let's sing. You know this one. I've got peace beside the river. I've got peace beside the river. I've got peace beside the river in my soul.
going to do a song called A Gaelic Blessing. It's a song by John Rutter. And Linda, one of our singers, informed me that our founder, Howard Hanger, chose Rutter's version of For the Beauty of the Earth, which came to be a central song. The Jubilee singers and many celebrations have incorporated a variety of his songs over the years. This song by John Rutter is inspired by a writing from a Scottish author and poet, William Sharp, who lived from 1855 to 1905. Sharp's version is thought to be a translation of an ancient Celtic original, and it's characterized by the use of these words, deep peace, repeated at the beginning of nearly 25 lines, followed most often by a soothing natural depiction. Commissioned by a chancel choir of a church in Nebraska and published in 1978, Rutter plucks lines from Sharp's poem for lyrics. One line that he wrote and added, which I find especially beautiful, is "Moon and stars pour their healing light on you." His melody and arrangement of the song supports the lyrics beautifully, as you will hear, in this lovely and soothing blessing of peace.
Sue Ford and the Jubilee Singers. So beautiful. Wow, they worked hard on that one. Not an easy one, and that was gorgeous. For our meditation and prayer time today, as usual, we want to invite you to the back of this room where Diane, and I think Judy's here today. Judy will be helping as well. If you'd like to receive Holy Communion, you can go on back there. If you've got a special prayer or prayers that you need assistance with, there are folks back there to do just that with you. Julie.
Thank you, Paula. Well, that song was a nice segue into a meditation. So I would like to start by getting everybody to breathe deeply and close your eyes if you want. And just feel your body on the seat and settle in. And enjoy the quiet. Now I'd like you to think of a peaceful place or time.
and place that feeling in your chest. Now shift from feeling peace into being peace. And now allow it to expand, filling you, and then going beyond. And we're not going to send peace. We're going to allow it to expand and let it go as if it knows exactly where it needs to be. So we're not directing this. The energy of peace knows where it's needed. Now let's intend this together as we allow that peace to expand. May deep peace settle upon all beings and soothe all hearts. May it become the new baseline for humanity. Now allow this blessing to merge with a lattice created by an energetic framework of calm consciousness, creating a soft, warm blanket around the earth. Let our peace flow and merge with all. And like I said, move where it's needed most. Let it unfold in perfect timing and allow peace to remain within us. Isn't it beautiful how it knows just where to go? Just like water flows in all the spots, the low spots, the water knows just where to go. And now breathe deeply. Return your awareness to the room and to your body. And breathe the deep peace. And let it remain with you throughout your day and as long as it needs to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Beautiful. Speaking of peace, we're feeling the peace, we're sharing the peace. It's time to stand and sing a holy peace. Midway through the song, you can share it with your friends with a smile, a hug, a handshake. It's all up to you. We know how to do this well. Kind friends all gathered round. There's something I would say. What brings us together?
Love is what you're after. Open up your
I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. And I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. And we do over and over, we give ourselves to love. Thank you, everybody. Find your seats. We have a special gift of giving today, and Sage Seeley is with us.
Good morning. I'm going to time myself because I tend to get really compassionate about the act of giving. Today, I'd like you to immerse yourself in some examples of the act of giving with me, if you will, please. We are downtown LA on a Thursday morning, where street medicine doctors gather to perform services to an encampment of unhoused people living in tents. One of those doctors is a psychiatrist specializing in addiction. He carries a Home Depot bucket every day with him, every Thursday, and he sits on that bucket and he meets people at their level and says, "How can I help you with your addiction? How can I help you with what's troubling you?" He gives that to people, my son. Then we're in a grocery store, and a young woman standing behind 3 Mexican workers, I assume workers. Anyway, they gesture to her, "Go ahead of me." She goes, "Oh no, I'm in no hurry," but they insist. After paying for her groceries, she gives the cashier $60, quietly says, "Apply that towards their grocery bill." Acts of giving. We have Gabriel every Sunday collecting hats and coats and scarves and sleeping bags for the unhoused people here in Asheville to keep them warm. We have 2 different initiatives. Oh, let's not forget the Hunger Basket. That Hunger Basket does more than just feed people. It provides help and services to the underprivileged and people in need. We have those $10 seed monies has been floating around that we ask that you grow that money. That money goes to provide heat through Evelyn Charities to people who otherwise, believe it or not, may not have heat this winter, and at least assist them with their heating bills. And then we have Everybody Eats, which is an initiative we started when SNAP shut down because of the government shutdown. But we're going to continue that through January 4th because, you know, there's still people out there with food insecurity struggling every day. So we drop $25 gift grocery cards into the basket, and people can take one for a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a coworker, maybe even yourself if you're struggling. You can take a grocery card, an act of giving. We have raised $600, thank you, Jubilee, and grocery cards so far in just 3 weeks, really to only 2 weeks of collecting them, and given out 325. So every one of those examples, you might roll down the window and look at a homeless person and hand him $1. Or maybe you hand him a bottle of water and a granola bar. What happens? You're looking at that person. You're exchanging love. You're saying, I see you. I care. Acts of love, acts of kindness bring peace of mind. Thank you, Jubilee, for everything you do.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sage. Rose Bator, welcome to Jubilee. We haven't seen you in a while. We are so looking forward to this.
Thank you, me too. I just wanted to say, it just feels really nice to be together today. In this time of chaos and all the craziness, and just thanks everybody for being here and for being Jubilee. I just feel grateful to be here today. And honestly, everything that people have been saying and the music and and the angels and everyone else. And Jill, your part today, I thought, you and I could have been planning together what we were going to be talking about today. So thank you for bringing us into peace. So I come to you today, honestly, with more questions than thoughts about praying for peace. But I have to say that when Jean Marie talked to me about this, the first thing I thought is, holy cow, this is a big topic. First of all, what is prayer? And in that question, what is prayer, are two really big questions. Who's the prayer? Who's the one being prayed to? And how, I don't know about you, but I'm sure this is also true for you, that through our lives, we have a different sense of who we are, and we have a different sense of the sacred. So the question is, what is prayer now for you? What is prayer now for me? What is prayer for the world? And the second part of that is, what is peace? And Lynn talked about that a little bit today. What is peace? What does that mean? What does it mean for us individually? What does it mean for us collectively? What does it mean at this time in the world? What is peace? And you could say it's the absence of conflict, it's the absence of distress, it's the absence of justice. And I guess where I've come to is peace is, this is not my definition, just reflections. Peace is something about coming into alignment with what's true, coming into alignment and living in such a way that our resources, our beliefs, our faith, our energy, our action supports what is deeply true for us, whether it's individually or collectively. And in that case, we can see the big disparity between who we are as a human species and how we're living. And so we are not in peace. So I would start today with one of my favorite stories about praying. And maybe some of you know this, but so there's a little boy whose mom has taught him that Jesus loves him, and that anything he needs, he goes to Jesus and asks for what he needs. So Timmy goes down, gets on his knees at night and prays by his bed and said, Jesus, I know you love me. What I really need is a bike. And I'm asking you for a bike because I really need to be on a bike. Everybody else is on a bike. I need a bike. Praise, praise, praise. Nothing. Next week, he goes, Jesus, I know you love me, and I've been really good this week. I really need a bike. And praise, praise, praise. No bike. Next week, Jesus, I'm confused. I did everything right. I didn't lie to my mom. I didn't mouth off. No bike. Okay. Next time, his mom sees him going up to his room, and he's carrying a statue of the Blessed Mother. And she's like, oh, Timmy is really moving into his faith. So he kneels down that night, takes the Blessed Mother out from under his bed. Jesus, it's about that bike. If you ever want to see your mother again. And I don't know about you, but I can relate to Timmy. You know, like I go through all those stages of God loves me, and then what do we need to do around here to get some peace? You know, come on, all of us are praying, all of us are doing this. So I think in that little story is like kind of where we are, like how do we do this? And so one of the things I want to offer us today is 2 questions. What does it mean to pray for peace at this moment? At this time in our lives, at this time in the life of Jubilee, at this time in the life of this country, at this time in the life of the world and of our planet, which is in a very shaky place, one might say. So what does it mean for us to know ourselves as prayers, for us to have some maybe deeper nudge into reflection on the sacred and the relationship of those? And the second question I want to offer us today is, what does it mean for us to pray for peace as a community of faith that creation spirituality is our guide? What does that mean for us? Because we're sitting here because we believe in that pathway, the vias to life. This is what makes us different. Sorry. About, you know, we don't have dogma here, but we have values and beliefs and a determination that we are so deeply connected to the wisdom of the universe that that's what we aspire to do. That's how we aspire to live. That's how we aspire to know ourselves and to know the sacred. And so when we do the vias every season, what we're saying is really countercultural. Life comes from a process of moving through release, a process of moving for opening to the new, a process of letting go. And in this via that we're coming into, that we're moving from the releasing, the letting go of things into the darkness of winter, which appears to be death, and yet it's the thing that takes us into the spring. So what's it mean to pray in that way? What does it mean to actually stand in trust that creativity is how we meet this moment? Not despair, but creativity is how we come to do the sacred paths of life anew and recycling and sustaining. So I guess one of the things I've come to since I've been reflecting on this topic is that when I've looked through life and how things work, that it's very often the moment we're in that determines the call of our faith, right? Like, you know this in your life. When things really take you to the wall, then you have to go inside and you have to find a deeper place in you. So at this time that we are in this incredible, I don't know, like the darkness of the struggle of power. What does power mean? And what we're seeing in our world is that power is being used as power over, and as oppression, and as silence, and as injustice. Like, what does this moment in history call us to grow into? So here's the thing. I love this part. As I've been working on this idea, like, there's so many models of how society changed because the darkness got so bad, and so many people of faith rose up with a new vision, right? So, for example, Francis of Assisi. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't read the readings. Sorry. Francis of Assisi, in the midst of all of that oppression and everything that was going on in the 1300s, the prayer from him, which could sound really like, you know, easy and humble, make me a channel of your peace. But think about that today as you walk down the streets, as you read the newspaper, if you watch the news. What does that mean today? What does it mean sitting right here? What's it mean when you go home to your family? What's it mean when there's somebody cutting you off on the freeway? Make me a channel of your peace. And then there's, like, one of my favorite things is the Buddha, who, was supposed to be the great teacher of enlightenment. And there's this story, which you may know, there's the story of Buddha was called to give a talk to thousands of people, and the topic was enlightenment. What is enlightenment? And so everybody gathered to hear his words, and it was probably the only wordless sermon ever given. You may know the story. He came out with the thousands of people and held up a lotus flower. And held it up, and held it up, and held it up. And everybody's like, when's it going to start? When are we going to hear the words of, like, give me the 10 steps to enlightenment? But he held up the lotus flower. And the lotus flower, as you may know, is the flower that grows from the mud and the dirt. It doesn't even really have soil, doesn't need soil. It figures out a way to gather its nutrition from the mud and the muck. So how about that for a model? How about that for a model of how to pray in this time in the world? Honestly, I believe that we are being called, and I believe that Jubilee is one of the seeds of transformation of this time. The vision of Jubilee is one of the seeds of transformation that we pray at this time. We create change in the world by going down deeper into the deeper truth that we are one, that we are connected to the sacred, and coming into truth in ourselves makes us peace. So that's one. So those are two models. There's Gandhi, who we know the story of in the middle of all the violence and his starvation and all the mass murdering. He says, "Be the change." I don't know if that's praying for change. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure you don't. But it does bring me to the question in each moment I'm becoming conscious of, in this moment, what does it mean to be the change that I want? So first of all is, what is the change that you want in this world? What do you want? What is your heart's desire for transformation right now? What does that look like? Can you imagine that? What do you imagine when you think about, I want this world? This is the one my heart is drawn to. And then what would it be for you to be that? So there's room for every kind of prayer. This is the kind of prayer that may be the transformative type in our time right now, to be the change. Be the change. And then there's the story of the harvest story that I didn't read you, but it is the one that talks about, Jesus tells a parable and says, a farmer went out to sow seeds. And in the first experience, he sows seeds on this land that people walk on, and the soil is hard, and so nothing ever grows. And then the birds eat it. And then there's soil that gets thrown, seeds that get thrown on the thorny soil, and the thorns choke out the seeds, and so they die. And then there's the story of, the part of that story is that the farmer throws seeds on fertile soil, and they bloom, and they're 100 times and 50 times as much and stuff. And that story is often used to say there are good people, there are bad people. When I read that story, I think the story is about the farmer. I think the story is about the faith of throwing out seed, no matter what the soil looks like. Because eventually, seeds bloom. Eventually, soil and rock soften. Eventually, things over time. So I wonder if being peace in the world today is asking each of us, like, what is our seed of change? What are the seeds for peace that live in us? That, every one of us is different and we have our own access to the sacred. So what is that place for us that we can throw seeds? And honestly, it doesn't matter what the soil is. It does not matter if you're throwing seeds on someone who's carrying a flag that you hate. It doesn't matter. Because our belief system is about life and transformation and the creativity to meet suffering and injustice. So I know I'm running out of time here, so I just want to say one other thing about our call for creation spirituality. A lot of the new science is teaching us what creation spirituality means. Kind of ironic, isn't it? The separation of religion and spirituality, religion and science. But one of the things science is teaching us is that it's all about vibration. It's all about frequency. So one of the experiments that's been done is if you take one molecule or one atom that is vibrating at a frequency of peace, and you put it with 1 million others, those others entrain to the peace. So I want to offer us that expression of being peace, being the change in the world today. If you can bring yourself, as Jill led us today, into a place of your own peace and just walk in the world, that is bringing peace in the world. That is being the change, because what we know from science is you don't have to be physically next to someone. It is all about the energy of transformation and peace and love. So if you walk in your family, in this place, in your grocery store, as a vibration of peace, I guess for me, I think maybe praying for peace these days means being a broadcaster of peace, being a radio signal of peace. Maybe it's just being the vibration of peace that meets anybody and everybody with that place of peace. And that's a part of change that we can do in the world, in addition to all the other kinds. As Michele always tells us, we're going to pray with our feet. All of that is true. And what if this time in the world is asking us for more? What if it's asking us each to figure out where is our place in our own hearts that is not sitting in peace? And what do we need to do to come to peace so that we can participate in the prayer, the large prayer for peace? So I'd like to invite us to just a reflection. If it's true that we can change the world by being peace, I want to just invite us to a couple moments of quiet and ask, where is one place in your life where you could make a tiny shift toward inner peace that you can then broadcast in the world? So while we're here together in each other's company, in each other's companionship and unity, I just want to invite us to go into that space and open your heart to see where you can be peace. Is there some relationship in your life where you can bring love, some place of conflict where you can bring forgiveness, some doubt in yourself where you can bring truth, some place where you can stretch a little bit beyond your imagination to see the truth in a new way, or to heal in a new way. May that be our prayer, to be the change. So may we be channels of peace. May we be the change we so desire in our hearts. May we be enlightened to know that we are the lotus flower. May we spread the seeds of kindness, love, compassion with incredibly great abandon. May we be the change. May we trust that our intention to be peace will take root in the world and bless us all.
We thank you so much, Rose Bator. And at this time, the bowls are being passed around. Everything we put in the bowls comes back to us so that we can keep all of this going. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We're one family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and give each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. All right, this morning for our giving and receiving ceremony this morning, John Maddox, our board member, is going to assist Kathy today. And as we offer these gifts, we offer them on behalf of the ancestors of our past. We offer them on behalf of this present moment. We offer these gifts on behalf of our future. Dear Jubilee, we receive your gifts. We vow to use them well. We thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's stand and sing ourselves out. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You can hold hands, you can come up front. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. When I feel Don't forget the Bazaar Bazaar. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in darkness of insanity. Oh, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? Oh no. And each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I want to know. I say, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Yeah, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Yeah, as I walk on through these troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. So where are the strong and who are the trusted? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. I say, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Take it, band. Chris Norrid on the guitar. So where are the strong and who are the trusted? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Yeah. Oh, peace, love, and understanding. We got Wayne over here in the drums. Give it up. Wayne Redden. Ryan Crabtree on the bass and also leading this band each and every week. Writing those charts, planning the songs. Oh my God, he's a busy man. Susie Davis on vocals. I'm Paula. We'll see you next week. Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Yeah, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? I don't know. Peace, love, and understanding. That's what we're all about here. Ow! See you next week. Thank you. Sorry, I kind of threw in a...